Alright, man, so we're getting ready to apply some. Well, this your boy Bezo Woods. If y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We back at it again. We about the latest Candy Blue, Midnight Candy Blue. So this is black primer sealer. It's primer sealer. You can paint right over the sealer. Now, what we'll do is we're gonna leave the engine bay black. We're gonna leave under here the wheel wells black. We did a lot to this car. We pretty much just hit the door jambs as much as we could. Feather edge everything, got everything pretty much really smooth, as y'all can see. Hit the wheel wells really good. We actually sandblasted the wheel wells. You see the gray spots, the primer, that's just where we had to touch up a little bit more. We seen a deep scratch. We hit those areas, and what we'll do is we'll sand it down with some 600 grit and then reseal it so we can get that black base coat. The candy that I'm about to apply, it requires a black base coat, so there it is. We don't no need to paint it black, no need to seal it, paint it black, and then shoot it. It's already black, so just save you some money, save you a lot of time. Shoot it right over it. And the same thing for the engine bay. The engine bay is going black. If he was like, I needed a specific black, then we could paint over the sealer the specific black that he's wanting. But it's just this basic black, so we just gonna literally clear over the sealer, which you can do. It's not gonna harm anything. So with that being said, man, what we're gonna do is go ahead and hit the no we're gonna mask this area up. We're gonna mask this area up so that we can shoot our blue. No, I lied. There's a big lie. What we'll do is jam it. We're gonna throw, dang, how do I want to do that? See, man, hey, how should we do it? See, I'm up in the air. This is why sometimes it takes so long. Okay, so I know some of y'all probably like, man, come on, man, you got to be prepared. But this is how much I be on go. I'm like, damn, what's next? All right, so I got to jam it. Jamming it is spraying all the jams, the back sides of the deck lid, the back side of the hood, and, you know, the sides of the door, insides of the door. We'll do that first so that we can put the car together, because we can't spray the car and not the back sides. You don't want to spray them separate. So now if I had a bunch of these stands, I could hit all the parts at once. And even if I did have all the parts, I probably couldn't do that. Because you really want to put the parts all the way together, put the whole car together, then shoot it all at once, especially on the exterior of the car. So that's what we'll do. We're just going to focus on the jams today. So we'll throw a sheet of plastic over the whole car, outline the jams, have the jams exposed. We'll shoot all in here, candy blue, hit it about 3 coats, backside candy blue. We'll wait on these pieces. We'll hit the back candy blue. We'll mask all of this up. The reason you want to mask it is because, I guess this is a how-to on candy. The reason you want to mask it up is because, say you don't mask the car up when you spray the jams. You spraying the jams, boom, boom, hitting the jams. Well, you got that overspray. You will have overspray over the edge. You'll have it all on the edge. You'll spray the jams. Then you'll put the car together. Well, when you put the car together, you're going to see those areas where you jammed it with the blue. So when it's time to put the car together and you get ready to spray the whole thing, guess where there's already paint at? Guess where there's layers, and guess what will be darker? Those areas that you accidentally got that overspray on. So that's the whole purpose of masking those areas off. Now, you can do it. I'm sure there's tons of ways you could do it. Well, very few other ways you could do it. But I've gone through the mistake of jamming it, not masking it, and then when it's time to shoot the blue or the red, I happened on a candy red paint job. When I hit that fender, I'm noticing it's real dark right here. It's not super dark because it's only like 1 or 2 coats, however many coats you hit the gems. It's 3 coats added on this specific area than it is with the fender. So you don't want to. Yeah, this is every video. So you don't want to do that. Yeah. So what we'll do is go ahead and just jam everything, and then so we'll jam everything, let it dry, let it sit for about an hour, roll everything either out or to the side, or we'll probably have to cover everything up, and then we will roll this bad boy in. I was trying to clear them both at the same time, but I thought I'd rather have been comfortable painting. So we'll let that dry, sit here for a few hours. Today I'm gonna take a long day, and then we'll clear that. That's ready to clear. So yeah, man, for the most part, she came out pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and mask up and get ready to hit these jams, that candy blue, and then we're gonna, yeah, probably, like I said, roll everything to the side, push everything to the side, and then clear that Cadillac. So y'all stay tuned, man. We're gonna get it. All right, man. So how we gonna mask this? We just gonna avoid a hard line. You gotta figure out the best way you can avoid a hard line. Some people just throw some tape on there. You can. Some people get away with it, but my luck here, just in general, I don't get the best of luck. So what we'll do is actually fold this 1-inch tape in half to leave a lip so that it doesn't stick. So it's pretty much like a flap, so that whenever I paint over it, the overspray, the paint will actually roll under that lip and avoid a hard line. I know I probably explained this before in one of my old videos, but in order to fold it in half, man, you want to try your best to get the tape to stick in half. Just like that. It's in half. So after doing that, it's in half. So now you got that lip that doesn't stick. And what we'll do is finish this side off. Boom, boom. And this will actually, just like I said, it will prevent a hard line. And it's much cleaner. You don't have to do this, but if you just worried about it, just being super smooth and not having to worry about anything after you spray it, it'll be straight. So as y'all can see, we got the engine bay done. So now what we'll do is just throw a plastic over it and outline it with our razor blade, tape it down, and then we should get some pretty smooth results. So if y'all want to do that, that's optional. If not, you could just run a piece of tape down there and have a hard line. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we're gonna finish this up and then we'll cut y'all back on when we let some candy. Let's get it. Alright, man, so unfortunately I did not show the process of the candy being laid down on the jams. It's not a big deal though. It's not a big deal because you ain't really got to focus too crazy as far as your pattern. I ain't think I'd be teaching how to spray candy so soon. But anyways, with the jams, man, you can wet them bad boys up. Of course, like, memorize how many coats you did. Man, we hit it hard about 2 or 3 coats. No, we hit about 3 coats. So we got that deep look to it, man. Couldn't wait to spray a color like this. So we're gonna make sure that it's fully dry. Hit 3 coats. There's really not too much of a pattern that you gotta do. So hit about, 2 or 3 coats, however many coats you desire, because it will give it a deeper tone the more coats you do. So be mindful of that. Yeah, man, so the reason, like I said, you're doing this is like to avoid the hard lines and overspray and tone being changed, because one area of the car, if you hit 4 coats on this side and 2 coats on that side, it'll be different colors. And the last thing you want to do is get your areas where your panels match up to be a different shade or sheen or whatever the case is. So yeah, man, she's slowly coming out. really good. The more coats we do, the deeper it is. Pretty much done with the base. We're just gonna let it dry, cut our heater on, let it bake, let it warm up, let it dry out, and then we'll clear it. So clear coat here, about 2 or 3 coats as well. We didn't hit these pieces just because we're gonna just go ahead and put the car together and hit everything. Now we might, I was gonna say jam it, but we might leave these pieces off. Well, yeah, we'll leave it all off and then just hit it all together and then hit the pieces. Now, if you keep the same pressure, the PSI and stuff like that, you'll get the same results as you would, you know, painting it with it being on the car. So as far as tone wise, but if you put it all together and then spray it, then when you take it off, you're gonna have some missed areas, obviously. So we're just gonna leave it off. But as far as doors and trunks and stuff like that, and the deck lid and hood, and you want to make sure that it's all put together. Now, can you get away with spraying it off the panel off the car and spraying pieces hung up? You can, but you taking chances. You taking high chances, because me spraying candy, I've sprayed candy and tried to do the parts car apart, and did not get the results that I was aiming for, because when you put it all together, some areas was different color. That's probably due to PSI, distance, speed, air pressure, fan pattern, all of that. So that's why it's just better to put the whole car together and walk the car. So tomorrow we'll put it all together, and then we'll start from the front of the car. We'll really start from the roof and go back and forth, go on the other side, back and forth. And then we'll start from the front and go all the way up to the back, all the way forward, back and forth, all the way to the bottom. Same thing on the other side. And then, but before we even spray, we have to mask up the jam. So the same thing, what we'll do is we'll do the, whatever you want to call this type of masking, whatever type of masking this is. So we got the lip, boom. If you lift that lip up, boom. See, there's no hard line. It's just super smooth. So we'll do the same thing. Vice versa, we'll put that masking, how I got the masking on this side, we'll put it on the paint, and then it'll blend together. And it looked like one piece. So I tried that, and it came out great the first few times that I did it. So that's what we'll do. Candy paint is definitely way different than painting a regular base coat, clear coat. Well, candy's base coat, clear coat, which means you get the paint, which is the blue, and then the clear coat, which is the clear. You get 2 separate. You got to buy the reducer and the activator. No, you got to buy the reducer with the paint, and then the clear coat with the activator. So you'll be having 4 jugs total. But if you buy single stage, it has all of that shit in there mixed. It has all of that mixed up. All of it is one. You get the color and the clear inside. So you spray one panel 2 times and it's completely done. It's ready to go get sent. It's ready to pick up. But base coat, clear coat, you have to spray the color, and then you have to let it dry, and then you'll come right behind it and then spray the clear coat. That's base coat, clear coat. So anyways, got to break that down for the ones that's in the game of learning. The reason candy paint is so much different than, God, it's like it knows that I'm talking. It knows, I'm telling you, it has a brain. Anyways, why my cameras go off? Why do my cameras go off? Hit the subscribe button. Maintenance list, the need list. Why did my cameras go off? Where my gun at? Where's my gun at? Did I bring it? I brought it. Sure enough did. My little 380. Don't talk about my 380. Little pot. As a matter of fact, you put that thing in your boot, boy. Put that thing in your boot, boy. There we go. Anyways, yeah. So the difference between candy paint and a regular paint, like just a solid blue or red, it has no pearl in it. It has like no nothing in it. It's just blue. It's just blue. Like from here, you can see just blue and a little purple. That's hard. Anyways, But if you get close to it, let's cut some light on. There we go. So if you get close to it, you can see the man, y'all missing out what I see. Y'all missing it. So you see how it's dancing, you know? That's the pearl. That's pearl. So when spraying like a solid color, a regular color, it has none of that in there. So therefore, when you spray a regular color, just a solid blue, pink, yellow, red, it's just gonna lay down no matter how many times you swipe it in this area, of course you're gonna have to shoot it once or twice for it to fully cover. But if I shoot it 6 times over here, and then 2 times over here, it's still gonna be the same. It's still gonna be the same color because there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. But now with these candies, you got pearls and metallics and heavy stuff in here. So, man, you see all of that? So, man, let's see if we can get it clear. There we go. So you got all that dancing stuff going around. Those are metallics and flakes and all that good stuff in this candy. Most candies have that. That's why it give you that result. It look just magnificent. It look like candy. It probably tastes good too. Anyways, when you spraying that, everything matters because one, you have to shake that can up extremely well because I promise you, I've done probably every mistake. I'm telling you, that's why I document most of my mistakes. And then half the time, I don't even like recording anymore because I just want to focus on the job for my business. But anyways, when it comes to the candies, you got to make sure everything is critical. You have to make sure that can is shaken up really, really good. Because when you buy a can and it's been sitting on the shelf for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever the case is, all those metallics and pearls are sitting at the bottom of the can. So if you're not shaking it up and getting it as good, getting it really good, then what will happen is when you paint, you're going to paint. You're going to hit a whole panel. And then one area is going to be either super dark or super pearly or whatever the case is. And then another area is just going to be solid. And you're going to stripe and all of that stuff. Making sure your gun is clean. Making sure there's absolutely nothing that'll malfunction. Or making sure your surface is clean. You have to be 10 times more critical than you painting I would have been done with this if it wasn't candy, if that makes sense. You have to go above and beyond to making sure that the candy, before you lay that candy down, everything is flawless, everything is perfect. And then with candy, the base coat is extremely important. A lot of paints, a lot of regular even paints a lot of pearls and metallic paints that aren't candy are very important as well because this is required a black base coat. So if the areas that I primed, if I wouldn't have shot those black again, man, it would have messed up the whole area because, this particular color is sitting on a black base coat. Anything that's not black on here will show. So say I missed the area of black and just had a little bit of primer showing, some gray primer. It's going to show. It's going to tell on you. So make sure that base coat, how your base coat is laid down is exactly how your candy is going to come out. So if you laying down some candy or some sealer, or your base coat, like your silver is tough, man. If you don't lay that silver down right, that blue's not going to come out. Or that red or gold is not going to come out right. So you want to make sure before you even move to candy, make sure everything is done. If you question it, just hit it. If you questioning it, if you're thinking about it, just go ahead and fix it. So candy's a lot more challenging and a lot more expensive, and it has a lot more pressure to it because you don't want an expensive mistake. And then fixing the candy, it's like, are you going to be able to get away with those areas? A lot of people know in the Tahoe, like, I was chasing problems. I'm like, damn, like I missed a spot. So I blend it, cover it up, boom, step back. Now this area look darker than the rest. So I'll try to darken this area up. Now this area looks super dark. And now, you know what I'm saying? The candy, yeah, if you don't get it right the first time, you're going to have a scary situation. So with the candy, tomorrow we'll pick back up on it. As far as just, this is a 2-part video. Tomorrow we'll just be putting it all back together and we'll walk the car. And when you spraying that candy, you want to make sure your fan pattern is clean. Go get you some paper and go spray it. Make sure you got an even line. Let me see. I know I probably sprayed something around here just to test it. I don't know. But you just look, I test my little fan. I got to stop doing it. Test my fan pattern. Boom. You want a perfect straight line. And if you don't get that, clean your gun, take it apart, do what you got to do. yeah, so we're gonna do, what would you call that? Because 50% overlap is one pass, squat 50% white. Another pass. With the candy, when I'm spraying these, you want to literally one pass, drop 25%, and then pass 25%. And then you want, like I said, you want to walk the car. So it definitely came out really good and really smooth, looking juicy. So, somebody here. Please tell me my cameras is back on. I don't know why it went on. Okay, cool. Let's see. Ah, my cousin is here. Oh my God, thank God. Because I was going to have to roll all these cars in by myself like I normally do. But anyways, man, so with the candy, take your time. Take your time. You don't want to have to pay for a mess up. You do not want to have to pay. I'm telling you, I didn't made all the mistakes in here 4 or 5 times. Any paint mistake that you probably done, I done. I made $4,000 mistakes, $5,000 mistakes. I've loaded my paint gun on with my last little bit of candy and literally had enough to hit the areas that I needed to hit, and I would have been completely done with the job. And I literally shook my damn gun, and it broke the cap off and busted all the paint. The last little bit that I needed, and literally had to wait a week. Well, it was 4 days before the paint could come in just to get a pint. I needed like a little pint, and I spilled it on the ground. So it's like you're always gonna make mistakes. You're always gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't had a paint job where I haven't like had any mistakes at all. So and if some are minor, some are major, but this is going smooth. I don't want to jinx anything. So what we'll do is just let this dry a little bit longer, and then we'll clear it. Clear coat, 2 or 3 coats, call it a day. And you'll be good to go. So y'all stay tuned, man. Tomorrow we're going to pick back up on it, get that part 2 going. And like I said, we're going to put this bad boy together and shoot the whole car. Now, could you hang up all the pieces like the doors and hit both sides of the doors? Yes, you could probably get away with that, but you're gambling. So I like doing it this way. It's just safe. All the insides are hit at the same time, then it's covered up, and the outsides is hit all at the same time and covered up. That way, even if there was a shade of a difference, it's going to be almost really hard to tell by you looking at the outside of the car and you opening your car door and seeing the difference. Like, if there was a difference, it's going to be extremely hard to tell. And 9 times out of 10, the painter will probably be the only one to notice. Because it's some shit where I'll be like not really fully satisfied with it. And then, but the driver or the customer's like, man, this shit, what are you talking about? This shit is flawless. This is magnificent. And I'm just like, if you bring it back next week, I can fix that. And then they're like, nah, I'm cool with it. And I'm like, all right, that's cool then. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned. Y'all hit the subscribe button. I hope this video helped out in some way with the, candy. So I'll keep y'all posted if you got any questions or comments when it comes to this candy. I'm not an expert. I promise I'm not. I've only been painting 2 years, and I've only dealt with candy maybe 4 or 5 times. Now I've sprayed small pieces and guns and stuff like that. But as far as just like, yeah, I'm a veteran, hell no. No, absolutely not. I'm having fun with it. I'm taking chances. And somebody asked me, I forgot, I feel so bad, I don't even remember the name, but they asked me like, man, when was you comfortable? Pretty much the question, I think, not verbatim, but when did you realize you was comfortable? I think the question might have been that. When did you feel comfortable with, jumping out there and doing it? It just kind of happened. I promise it kind of happened. I didn't necessarily plan this. I went from painting guns and was like, man, I think I can go ahead and paint some guns. Like, I have fun. I was having fun with my guns because I was just bored. Then it was like, man, you got, paint stuff. You painting. Why don't you paint a car? And then I said no like 20 times. I didn't want to paint it. And then I was like, okay. He made me comfortable to where if I messed up, he was cool with it. He was like, man, if you mess up, it's fine. It's cool. I just want some paint on my car. So I took a chance, and surprisingly, that car had no runs. It had no pigment sags. It had hardly any trash. That was my first paint job. And it came out pretty successful. So from there, it just happened. And then I was just like, I never looked at it as a business. I was just like, okay, all right, I'm just going to paint a car for some money. And then I really didn't even enjoy it. It just happened. I promise you, I did not plan this or nothing like that. But yeah, man. So and then when sometimes you can't overthink it. I feel like a lot of people don't get anywhere, or they sit and be complacent and content, and just because they're worried about the what ifs. They're worried about the what ifs. I wouldn't be as far as I am now if it was for my, if it was just me thinking like, this might happen, that might happen. So, but yeah, man, it's definitely taking chances. Like I took chances on Candy and messed up, but that doesn't make me. I mean, it did make me want to quit, but now we here. So, still kind of running behind. What I was supposed to do was actually clear the Cadillac today, but it's already 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna hit my guy up and just ask him for one more day. Like, give me one more day, and I'm gonna clear this bad boy. And we got a vehicle from all the way from freaking Maryland. Yeah, we got it all the way from Maryland, and it's wild because like, man, he probably passed 100 body shops just to come out here to Bezo with Will. So big shout out to Elijah. Big shout out. We got the Camaro outside. We're going crazy with that. Y'all stay tuned, man. Like, I don't think y'all really understand how that feel. I know I'm talking y'all ears off, but sheesh, like that car came 1,300 miles away to get a paint job by your boy Bezo with Will. So I'm definitely feeling honored to have that vehicle here. First of many to go that far for a paint job. So we'll drop that probably in the next video or make its own separate video. So y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. If y'all got any questions or comments, hit me up. Let's get it.